Car wreck, injuries in this one. LA County Fire Department is going to handle this. You do have some delays starting to build on that westbound drive. Now let's stick with the 10, head to downtown LA. Scott with a problem on the 10 in the Southern California Toyota dealers. Sky 3.
Better news here, 10 eastbound Alameda. We had a disabled concrete mixer blocking the right lane for a long time. The tow truck got here and pulled it out of there. The only thing you'll have left is some flares burning in the right lane, but that should go out here before too long. It's a pretty tough ride anyway, though. Out of Santa Monica, heading through the 110 into downtown. 10 westbound, slow across the downtown floor over toward the 110. Linwood, the Jam Cam with Brian.
R105 East.
These days, rehearsing, performing, and balancing family.
I need a nutrition plan that's easy to follow.
I need one-on-one nutrition coaching.
I need a plan to keep up my energy.
Profile is transforming lives with one-on-one nutrition coaching and a customized plan.
Nearly 200,000 people have found their Profile plan, and we found ours.
Profile has a plan for you at profileplan.com.
That's profileplan.com.
Dinner. Highly processed, burnt brown kibble. So much for the beautiful pictures of fresh salmon and roast chicken on the bag. Make the switch to the Farmer's Dog. Pet food that looks and smells like real food because it is. The Farmer's Dog delivers pre-portioned, vet-approved meals right to your door. So your dog gets the nutrients they need from fresh meat and veggies, not processed fillers and starches. Visit thefarmersdog.com and you'll save 50% on your first box plus free shipping. That's thefarmersdog.com. Long live dogs.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
Are you still driving around with that check engine light on? AMCO will read and report the trouble codes on your vehicle for free. Call them today. That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
The news you need.
From the station you trust.
Live from the IntelliLoan Borrow Smart Studios.
Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station.
KNX, KRTH FM HD2 Los Angeles.
KNX 1070 News Radio.
Depend on us.
Coming up, new numbers from LA County shine a light on disparities in coronavirus vaccination rates.
Plus, USC says students will be back on campus in the fall.
High school football may soon be back in Southern California. Traffic every 10 minutes on the 5s. In 3 minutes after CBS, 6 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Dell Small Business.
I'm Tom Foti in Washington. Priority number one now for the Lone Star State.
Restoring water for Texans.
Governor Greg Abbott coping with a new crisis after days of power outages, which are not fully over. But for now, the focus is on water, frozen and broken pipes, a contamination risk, and empty supermarket shelves. And it is not only in Texas. WJTV's Anna Farish is in Jackson, Mississippi.
Hundreds of cars filled with hopeful people just waiting for essentials.
By them giving us the water, we can still maintain our baths and brushing our teeth and washing our face, even though it's not as much, but it's something.
My mother-in-law, they got water, and we've been going over there filling up jugs, kind of keeping it kind of flush, having something to use the bathroom with.
One man I spoke to stopped to pick up some of his friends he knew couldn't make it out alone.
I brought 4 elderly down with me to get theirs. One of them can't hardly make it, but she decided to come because she needed.
All that rough weather in much of the country causing delays in COVID vaccine deliveries from the White House.
1.4 million doses are already in transit today, and we anticipate that all the backlog doses will be delivered within the next week, with most being delivered within the next several days.
Andy Slavitt is senior advisor to the White House response team. A half a dozen people have been indicted in Ohio in connection with last month's deadly pro-Trump riot at the U.S. Capitol, allegedly linked to the so-called militia group, the Oath Keepers.
5 of them were filmed wearing combat gear, marching up the steps of the U.S. Capitol using a military technique called a stack formation. Prosecutors say they coordinated before and during the riot. The 6 joined 3 other alleged Oath Keepers who were indicted last month.
CBS's Cassidy McDonald. Rocker Marilyn Manson back in the headlines and in trouble with L.A. authorities.
The L.A. County Sheriff's Department announced its Special Victims Bureau is investigating singer Marilyn Manson for allegations of domestic violence, which reportedly happened between 2009 and 2011 in West Hollywood, where the shock rocker lived. Multiple women have accused the artist of sexual, physical, and emotional abuse, including
including his ex-fiancée, actress Evan Rachel Wood. Manson, whose real name is Brian Warner, has denied all allegations through his lawyers. Lilia Luciano, CBS News, Los Angeles.
In Maryland,
black troopers in the Maryland Department of State Police have accused the agency of racism and discrimination, pointing to disparities in discipline and promotions. That's according to a state senator who recently met with more than 20 black troopers who also alleged instances of retaliation against them.
Correspondent Jim Krasula, this is CBS News.
The Dell President's Day sale for business is on with up to 50% off PCs powered by Intel Core processors. Call 877-ASK-DELL for a Dell Technologies advisor. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
This is Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station, KNX 1070 News Radio. I'm Mike Simpson.
And I'm Karen Adams. Our top local story at 6:03. We now know which LA County communities have the highest COVID-19 vaccination coverage rates.
Among those highest on the list are Century City, Bel Air, and Beverly Hills. Near the bottom are Compton, Watts, and Cudahy. An area's rate is based on total population, not the number of residents who are eligible for shots. But Dr. Paul Simon, the county's chief science officer, says it's clear there are significant inequities in the distribution of vaccine.
We are prioritizing new vaccination sites in communities with the lowest vaccination coverage rates.
Simon says doses are being targeted for such communities in areas including South LA and the Antelope Valley.
We are mobilizing a large cadre of community health workers to provide assistance to local residents in underserved communities for scheduling appointments and accessing vaccination services.
County officials say close to 16% of adults have gotten at least one COVID-19 shot. The majority are seniors. But vaccination rates for Black and Latino seniors continue to lag behind those for white and Asian residents 65 and older. Claudia Pescuta, KNX 1070 News Radio.
You can see a list of communities with some of the highest and lowest vaccination rates on our website, knx1070.com.
USC says looks like they're going back for the fall. That's the plan for the fall semester. President Carol Foltz writing in a letter she posted online today that the way things are headed in coronavirus cases and hospitalizations, USC expects to return to in-person on-campus life and classes for the fall. She also says no one expects approval for in-person classes in the spring semester. Instead, USC will ease back into campus life, opening the libraries at a reduced capacity, plus swimming pools, outdoor recreation areas, the bookstore by appointment only. There's a link to the letter at knx1070.com.
High school sports could be returning soon in Southern California. Details after traffic at 6:05.
Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. Denise Fondo.
We've got a crash in El Monte on the 10. This is on the westbound side, a little bit before Santa Anita. In the carpool lane, LA County Fire was there. CHP is there too, and they're going to run a break to get this one cleared out of the roadway. You've got some slowing on that westbound side coming up on this. It looks like about a mile, maybe a little less of slowing. Again, 10 westbound just before Santa Anita. We're going to get an update on a problem in Commerce. Brian Douglas with the 710.
710, this is going to be our southbound side. So as you make your way off the 5 freeway, you've got some slowing down to about Florence. I know we had some earlier problems here. Past Florence, speeds improve, but by the time you get down to the 405, on the brake lights, we've got a crash block in that left lane. CHP is actually running a break at PCH here to clear that out of your way. So really tough. Again, basically 405 South 710 into downtown Long Beach. Let's have a look at your drive on the Hollywood Freeway with Scott, the Southern California Toyota dealers. Sky 3.
Well, northbound getting a little better here, but you're going to get some slowing around Barham. And from that point, slows up toward the 134, 170. South of there, not too bad, leaving downtown, heading up through Hollywood. The southbound 101 slows at Sunset Boulevard. Expect slowing down to and through the 4-level interchange, Denise.
We've got a stuck car reported in the number 2 lane on the 110. This is on the southbound side just before 51st Street. Next report, 6:15 with more traffic reports more often. I'm Denise Fondo, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Into tomorrow, the winds will be back with us. Some spots will get pretty gusty and we'll cool things off. We'll drop down a little bit. For Sunday, warmer than today and a lot warmer Sunday and into next week. 5-day forecast, 6:15. 66 in Santa Clarita, 64 in Hollywood, 63 degrees now in Irvine.
It's 6:07. The California Department of Public Health is significantly updating its coronavirus guidelines for youth and high school sports. All outdoor sports can now resume a week from now if county coronavirus case rates are at 14 per 100,000 people or less. Justin Allenbaugh is the football coach at De La Salle High School in the Bay Area. He and other coaches met with the governor and state officials and says he's thankful they listened to the coaches.
I got done teaching this morning and I walked out and I saw some of my kids and they were all on Twitter because the news had hit. And I have not seen that many smiles in 11 and a half months. I have not seen that many smiles in almost a full calendar year.
He says the science shows games and practices can be done safely with protocols, and it doesn't appear any counties in Southern California are at the threshold right now for games, but that could change in a week. Cross country is the only high school sport in the region that can have competition right now. All indoor high school sports like basketball and volleyball still won't be permitted.
The LA School District's teachers union standing firm in its fight against an unsafe return to school classrooms.
Earlier this week, UTLA chapter leaders voted to organize around a refusal to return for a full or hybrid physical reopening of schools until several safety conditions are met.
1, LA County is out of the purple tier. 2, all staff are either fully vaccinated or provided access to full vaccination. And 3, safety conditions are in place in our schools.
UTLA President Cecily Mayart Cruz also says they are bargaining in good faith with LA Unified over how to physically reopen in a hybrid model.
Bargaining an agreement on how to physically reopen in a hybrid model does not mean such a reopening is imminent or near.
She says an agreement must include language over when to reopen, and it must follow those same 3 safety elements. Margaret Carrero, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Nothing today, nothing tomorrow, and drivers kept rolling up to Dodger Stadium today hoping to get their second dose of the coronavirus vaccine. They struck out even though they had appointments. The mega vaccination site is closed. The city of LA has run out of vaccine, and that goes for tomorrow too. So another group of vaccine hopefuls will be disappointed on Saturday.
All the drivers see when they pull up is a line of orange cones, some stop signs, and a locked gate with the stadium in the background. Certainly nothing to indicate that the city of LA had run out of the coronavirus vaccine due to freezing weather back east. City officials couldn't get their hands on any vaccine shipments, and people coming here couldn't get their second doses.
You drive up and what do you find? A gate that's locked and closed and nobody else explaining what's going on and what to do.
LA representatives indicated earlier they don't expect to get any vaccine supplies in time to reopen their vaccination sites this weekend. Although a city council member told me in a text message he believes LA will be back in business getting shots in people's arms again by Monday. Still,
You think they have a couple of officials out here explaining what's going on to the people showing up for their shots?
Vaccination efforts for the moment are pretty much on ice here in Los Angeles. At Dodger Stadium, John Baird, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Home prices are on the rise in Southern California. More on that at 6:17. Plus, we're checking the roads again at 6:15. It's 6:11.
The IRS doesn't mess around. If they want your money, they'll take it. They can take your paycheck and bank accounts too, even threaten your home or business. Don't take on the IRS alone. If you owe back taxes, the smartest thing you can do is call Optima Tax Relief. The experts at Optima specialize in a powerful IRS tax assistance program called the Fresh Start Initiative. And their clients that qualify are saving thousands, even tens of thousands. One call starts the process to stop the demand letters, stop aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS from targeting you. But don't delay. It's important to act now while you still have options. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Optima has already resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get your life back. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima now for your free consultation.
Call 800-730-2885. 800-730-2885. 800-730-2885.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Small business owners don't have the patience for nonsense, especially when it comes to their internet provider. They want the best services for the best price. Simply put, that's Spectrum Business. They give you great value, zero nonsense. Just call 855-872-5588. You'll get fast, reliable internet and phone with no contracts and no hidden fees, all for a price that could cut your bill in half. Spectrum Business. Call today, 855-872-5588.
Seems like you can't change the channel these days without another celebrity pitching you a credit card, mortgage company, or big bank. We don't have any celebrities talking about us, but we do have stars. Thousands of them. From our fans on Yelp, Google, and Facebook. And we didn't have to pay them millions of dollars. We just had to provide better rates and terrific service over and over and over again. So while celebrities think you should try one more mega bank, we encourage you to listen to the stars that matter. They're just a search away. Logix. Smarter banking. Logix Smarter Banking is a registered trademark of Logix Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Logix is an equal housing lender, NMLS ID 503781. Logix membership required.
For limited time, Logix is offering 10,000 reward points when you spend $1,000 on your Platinum Rewards MasterCard. Restrictions may apply. Call 888-97-LOGIX or visit logixbanking.com/points for details.
Mi gente, it's Joey Boy, and Local Buzz Golden Ale is here from Four Corners Brewing Company. The makers of El Chingon IPA, Local Buzz is a crisp and delicious ale brewed with local honey. Visit their brew finder at fcbrewing.com and pick up a 6-pack today. Salud!
Enjoy a smoother morning, a sweeter afternoon, and a cozier evening. McDonald's has lattes, mochas, and macchiatos made with rich, roasted McCafe espresso beans, sweet whipped topping, and frothy steamed milk, drizzled with chocolate, caramel, hazelnut, or French vanilla flavors. It's decadence in a coffee cup. So head to McDonald's for your espresso treat. A small is just $2. McCafe. Good is brewing. Price and participation may vary.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions, and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
And AMCO offers payment plan options for almost any credit situation, so it's easier than ever to fix it fast and pay it off slow.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
Around the clock, the News Watch never stops.
Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station.
KNX 1070 News Radio. Depend on us.
6:14. I'm Mike Simpson.
And I'm Karen Adams. Coming up,
Home prices hitting the roof in Southern California.
I'm Bloomberg's Mona Rivera. Airlines have been recruited for contact tracing. That story is coming up in 5 minutes.
Wealthy neighborhoods in LA County have the highest coronavirus vaccination rates. Poor neighborhoods have the lowest.
These stories next 15 minutes, 6:15 now. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. Here's Denise Fondo.
On the 101 eastbound at Parkway Calabasas, we've got a couple of cars and a wreck here. Looks like this is in the left lane. Eastbound side, it looks like you're moving through there pretty fast. No delays right now. Again, that's 101 eastbound at Parkway Calabasas. We also have a wreck in El Monte on the 10. This is on the westbound side in Santa Anita. Injury crash there, and the backup now on that westbound side is just about from the 605. So it looks like we are probably going to see a break in traffic pretty soon to get this one cleared up. Now let's check the 405 in the San Fernando Valley with Scott in the Southern California Toyota dealers. Sky 3.
It's going to be a pretty slow ride, actually. Northbound 405. Expect slowing as far back as Sunset Boulevard. That's going to continue sluggish through the Sepulveda Pass into the valley up to about, looks like about Nordoff or so. You get some improvement and slows again, leaving the 118 as you head up toward the 5. Check up the 710 freeway, the Jam Cam with Brian.
Southbound side of PCH, we had somebody stalled. Actually turned into a crash here. That has just been cleared, so all lanes are open. Still a backup. That's South 710. You're heading into Long Beach. Things load up now at Del Amo Boulevard. Denise.
On the 134 westbound, this is right at San Fernando Road in the Glendale area. We've got a stalled car reported. Freeway Service Patrol on the way. Not blocking lanes. It's on the shoulder of that on-ramp. Next report, 625. With more traffic reports more often, I'm Denise Fondo, KNX 1070 News Radio.
We have thin, high clouds moving overhead, and then as we head into the overnight hours, we're looking at the winds shifting back to more of an onshore sea breeze fashion. So get ready for more of the coastal low clouds and fog, and a lot of the fog also spread inland as well. Saturday will be much cooler as a low pressure system drops in from the Pacific Northwest, and this system will not only bring us gusty west winds over the mountains and desert slopes, but we'll start to see those gusty winds pick up also over the low elevations as well. Then as we head into Saturday night, the winds quickly transition to a Santa Ana wind pattern as a ridge of high pressure starts to build back in from Sunday on into Tuesday. So that means a big warm up for the start of next week. Upper 60s tomorrow for the beaches, low 70s for LA and Orange County Metro, mid 60s for the valleys and the Inland Empire, upper 50s for the high deserts, and low 40s for the mountains. With Southern California's most accurate and dependable forecast, I'm CBS 2 meteorologist Amber Lee for KNX 1070 News Radio.
Semper Solaris temps 63, Pasadena 55 in Torrance, and 63 degrees in Anaheim.
It's 6:17. The economy may still be sluggish as a result of the effects of the COVID pandemic, but real estate prices in Southern California are continuing to climb, even if sales are down slightly from a month ago.
In L.A. County last year, both median prices of homes and sales jumped, according to Oscar Wee, the deputy chief economist for the California Association of Realtors.
For L.A. County, in terms of price, it increased by 13%, a double-digit gain. But shouldn't be too surprised when you look at sales. Sales actually increased by a 15.2% on a year-over-year basis compared to last year.
L.A. County's median home sale price is now $697,660, and to the south, there were similar gains.
Sales actually went up by 14.3%, pretty significant. Another double-digit gain, and as far as price is concerned, it also increased by 13.6%.
The median home sale price in Orange County is now $971,000, and it's on the verge of being the first in Southern California to cross the $1 million barrier. What's driving the surges? People apparently wanting to invest in something tangible, and with interest rates below 3%, the cheap money incentive remains a compelling force. Pete Demetrio, KNX 1070 News Radio.
California trying to balance vaccine distribution between people who are already eligible and those who soon need to be.
The state is not going to wait around for every single elderly person to get their shot before moving on to the next group, which is why Jeff Goad, a member of California's Drafting Guidelines Workshop, says they're going to start setting some of the supply aside for other high-priority groups.
We can continue vaccinating in a big way our 65 plus who are greatest risk for death and disability from this disease, and then add in those sectors like education and grocery and food and emergency services that we need to keep our economy and our social structure functioning. We need to get them to start to get vaccinated.
He says it's been tough enough just vaccinating groups 1A and 1B, healthcare workers and 65 plus, but a lot more vaccine is in the pipeline.
Just between 1A and 1B, that's 15 million people, and we haven't even received that many doses yet, but the picture is getting better.
Goad says expanding eligibility right now just creates more demand for a vaccine that isn't there. Brian Ping, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Brought to you by Pacific Premier Bank. 6:20. Let's check your money. Here's Mona Rivera.
It was a winning day on Wall Street for airlines. Stocks shot up and finished with strong gains. This after the major carrier struck a deal with the government to do contact tracing, and in return, they hope to get out from under travel restrictions sooner. The airlines will collect virus tracing data from passengers flying into the U.S. and hand it over to the CDC. Well, there is a lot of pent-up demand for travel, and TripAdvisor says it's positioned to benefit. The company came out with a better-than-expected quarterly report, and the stock jumped nearly 4%. Deere & Company, the tractor maker, is dazzling Wall Street. The stock soared nearly 10% after the company said it's on track to have its most profitable year ever. Farmers are apparently spending money again on new equipment. It was a losing week for the S&P and the NASDAQ, but the Dow finished the day up a point and up nearly 0.5% for the week. We check your money at 20 and 50 after each hour. I'm Bloomberg's Mona Rivera from the HMS Capital Money Desk, KNX